All right, we're going to kick off availabilities at Kansas Speedway with Daniel Suarez, driver of the number 51 Aris Toyota for Kyle Busch Motorsports. Daniel, you've had 3 top 10 finishes in 3 of our races this season. It's your first appearance at Kansas. Talk about your ability to adjust with your team to new tracks for it.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you to Kyle Busch Motorsports because, to be honest, they've been super helpful with me, through all this learning process that I have been so far in this 2015 with them, with 3 races. It's been a lot of things, to learn and to improve and to work on it, and they've been super helpful to me, helping me in a lot of points and helping me to be competitive at the racetrack. And I think that's something very important. That thanks to that we have been able to be running strong in the top 10 and sometimes strong even in the top 5, and that's a good thing. That's the second mile and a half that we are going to have in this 2015, and I'm really looking forward to race tomorrow.
All right, we'll go ahead and take questions for Daniel, and we'll start up front.
Hey, Daniel, Todd Palmer with the Kansas City Star. NASCAR, kind of made that venture into Mexico with the racing series down there a few years ago. We're starting to see some drivers, make their way into the trucks and Xfinity and stuff. What do you see as the future of that, and how much has that, the series down there kind of given you guys a platform to maybe move into the main series here in the States?
Definitely something very important, because without that series, we don't have that platform that you just mentioned to try to make the step to the United States. A lot of people in Mexico came from road course racing, like myself, and for us, it's more normal to race open wheel or go-kart racing or something like that, not NASCAR. And right now, thanks to all the support of NASCAR, to the NASCAR Mexico series, we have another option. We have one more option that, to be honest, right now is the best option. It's something that a lot of people is looking at. It's something that a lot of people is looking as the best option, like myself. I believe some years ago, people were thinking that as a good option. Now that a lot of teams, drivers, and a lot of friends in Mexico, they can see us as a good example that we are doing something in the national series of NASCAR in the United States. I think we are kind of opening the doors for a lot of new upcoming drivers from Mexico and from maybe even other countries. But I feel like that is definitely a good step, because we were able to learn the basis of NASCAR thanks to that series. Even when the step from NASCAR Mexico to the Camping World Truck Series is huge, I felt like the better step is to go through the K&N Series. Pretty much in NASCAR Mexico, what we race is a late model, limited late model. I felt like we were able to learn all the bases, all the rules, pit stops and stuff, but it's still a long way to go when you move to the States and you're trying to do something else, or even in the national series. So, answer your question. I think I went too far already, but answer your question. I feel like definitely it's a good series to start and to learn everything about NASCAR.
All right, we'll go to Stan, and then we'll go in the back.
Stan Creekmore with RPM tonight. Daniel, so you haven't been able to make any runs at this racetrack, and with the rain like this, it could become an even greater challenge. What do you do if you can't make any practice laps out there to ensure that you hopefully have a good race?
That's a good question, and actually I was thinking about that 1 hour ago. But to be honest, I feel like I'm a very lucky driver to be with a race team as Kyle Busch Motorsports, as a Jockey Racing, that I'm very confident that I'm going to have a fast truck in this case. So the work is going to be on me to adapt to the racetrack and to the truck. So definitely it's going to be a challenge, but I don't feel like we are going to be super horrible if we don't have a practice. So to be honest, I feel like, that chemistry, that communication has been getting better and better with my crew chief and with my engineers in the 51 Tundra. So I'm a little bit worried about that, but I feel like for some reason we don't have practice. Nobody will have practice then. So we're going to be in a good shape anyway.
Pat Holloway, WDAF here in Kansas City. You are at a big disadvantage. Has Kyle told you about this track and has the team told you about this track and what to expect? And what do you expect?
Yeah, the team definitely has been helping me a lot to, with some information, lap tracker, videos, and a lot of stuff about the racetrack. But definitely when you get into a racetrack, you learn more in a few laps than the whole homework that you can do in Charlotte. So definitely I felt like we did that homework, but the real deal is here in practice. Kyle, he was able to help me a lot as well with some advice and with some tips about this racetrack. And that thing that's good. I feel like we have some information to put on the table for today if we get to practice, or for tomorrow for qualifying race.
We have a huge community of folks from Mexico, and your name recognition in Mexico is very high. Do you hope it translates into the people coming and see you here?
Yeah, definitely. I hope all these people can come here to see us and to take the chance to see what we are doing right now, because I feel lucky to be racing on this level in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and not just that, to be racing with a great organization, and as well to represent my country that is Mexico. But in the end of the day, all we want to do is to try to learn and be competitive, and that's it. So let's try it for tomorrow night.
All right, we'll go back up front.
Is there any pressure on you as, one of the more prominent guys from Mexico in this circuit? I mean, do you feel like, all eyes are on you back home and that you have to, be especially good since you're kind of, the standard bearer right now?
Maybe a little bit, but this is, is this kind of good pressure. I like it, actually. Actually, I got some similar questions a few weeks ago, and I answered that right now I don't feel pressure. I feel like I had pressure when I was 16 years old and I was looking for a sponsor, and I had to win a race to keep racing. Right now we don't have that issue anymore, thanks to a lot of sponsors and to a lot of friends and to a lot of people who has been with a lot of confidence on my racing career. So yeah, it's some pressure, but it's more, good pressure that I feel we can handle that, and we can have fun with that pressure and trying to do well. I feel, like I said already a few times, I feel like we're in a very good position right now with a very good organizations, and when somebody is in this kind of position, I feel like we can learn fast, we can improve fast, and we can get a good shot to be competitive, and why not to win races.
All right, we'll go to Chris.
ChrisKnight.com. Ruben Garcia made it very clear, pretty abundantly clear this week at the NASCAR Next announcement that your success in the National Series of NASCAR is propelling drivers back in the Toyota Mexico Series to give them that hope and that faith and that opportunity that success can come and be with them too. What does that mean to you for those guys to have that much faith up to you and know that you've carved a path for them, that they can do it with a lot of hard work and effort?
Well, definitely it means a lot to me because I feel like we are doing something new. We are doing something that a lot of friends, a lot of drivers, they tried in the past, and for one or for another reason didn't work out. But I feel like we learn a lot about we learn a lot about mistakes from other drivers, and I feel like we're moving forward, and we're moving forward for ourselves, and we're moving forward to open doors for like I said, new upcoming drivers like Ruben, and new young drivers that they are doing well in Mexico as well. So that's a good thing. I felt like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, we didn't have that door open 100%. It was there, but wasn't 100% open. So feel like maybe we didn't know how to use it or which way to take. And I feel like right now we are moving forward in a right track, and a lot of friends, drivers, and people from Mexico who is doing well in the Mexican series, they can follow those steps and try to make it for this end line.
You're an alumni of the NASCAR Next program. What did that program do for you?
It actually helped me a lot. I spent I don't remember if a couple or 3 years with the NASCAR Next 9 program first in the first couple of years, and then become the NASCAR Next program because we were more than 9, and it was good. We learned a lot about how to talk with people. We learned a lot about the sport, about the rules. NASCAR helped me a lot, and a lot of other drivers to involve in the sport more with the top level drivers. I remember that we went a few times to Chicago to the presentation of the chase with all the chase drivers, and that was a huge opportunity for us to get to meet all these big drivers, to say hi to them, to have a few minutes conversation with them. It was huge. And obviously that's something that without the support from NASCAR is impossible to do. So definitely it's a huge support, a very good opportunity, and I'm pretty sure that Ruben he's going to do well with that opportunity that he's having right now.
All right, we'll go to Jim.
Jim Pedley, RacingToday.com. Daniel, who were your racing heroes when you were growing up?
Excuse me?
Who were your racing heroes when you were growing up? Who did you look up to?
That's a good question. I started racing ovals when I was 16, 17 years old. So that was 5 to 6 years ago. Wasn't very long ago. Before that, I didn't know a lot about racing in general. My family doesn't come from racing, and my plan when I was 15 years old, my plan was to go to college and maybe make a company, or I don't know. I didn't know that it was possible to be a race car driver. So obviously right now I see a lot of great drivers. I feel like this sport is super competitive. It's very hard to choose one driver, because I feel like right now it's not enough just to have talent. You have to be smart. You have to be with a good organization on your side, and you have to know how to drive. So I feel like a lot of drivers right now have that combination of things to win championships and races, and that's really cool. I really hope that one time we can learn about them, and we can compete with them in the top series.
All right, we'll go to final question with Stan.
Daniel, in sitting here listening to you, I just really need to know, how do you believe the people of Mexico would react if NASCAR said, because of Daniel Suarez, we're going to run a race in Mexico. We're going to run an Xfinity race or a Cup race. What would it mean to you and to the people?
That is going to be huge. That is going to be definitely a very huge step for us. In the last few years, we have been in a big change in racing in Mexico, because in the last few years, 5 years ago, we didn't have a Formula One driver, Mexican driver in Formula One. Right now, we have one. And a lot of people in Mexico is getting crazy about that. Right now, Formula One is coming this year to Mexico, and a lot of people is getting crazy about that. A lot of people is making noise about what's going on because he's one Mexican driver in there. So definitely I saw all that process in the last 4 years, and I'm pretty sure that if we do the right job, we are going to do exactly the same thing with NASCAR. I saw that people get in the sport, in racing, because one driver, and I really think that all that people that is, getting into the sport because one driver is going to do the same thing in NASCAR. So I'm super excited about that. And like I said before, I really feel lucky to represent a different country and to represent a lot of people in Mexico. And that's just a cool opportunity. I really feel like that is a really cool opportunity, and I hope we can do well with that challenge. Hi, amigo, right there. I will explain it to you later.
All right. Thanks, Daniel, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you.